The gold put in a nice lower swing there. The gold put in a lower swing, which is nice. Over here, 82.6 is the low end. There we go, 83 right there on the Russell. We don't have any divergence, so there's nothing we can do there. And the ES is going up into a zone, so there's nothing we can do there. Do you guys all have a weekly trading zone at 2074, 2075 on the ES? Just want to make sure I'm doing it in the right way here. All right, gold dropped again. If I remember right, there wasn't a whole lot as far as okay. Oh, man. $1193.4 is the high on this. 1193 is going to be the low. 1193.5 is the high. 1193.1 would be the low. Okay. No. 1193.2. Now we're going to move the trend line. Okay, got to move that trend line over. Nothing we can do here. Nothing we can do here. We need to pull back on the crude, and natural gas is starting to give us a trade. Here's natural gas. The ES is right at a weekly trading zone. Did anybody answer me about the zones on the ES? Is there a zone at 74.75? 684 is the high on this. 680 would be the low on the natural gas. Okay, down close at 680 on the natural gas would be the low. Thank you, Brian, and Alex, and Pete. Man, oh man. All right, on the gas, 685 is now the high, so 681 would be the low. A down close at 681 on the gas would be a short trade. Cycle's starting to move up over here, a little steep on the gold. Starting to get some bearish divergence and trading above the BBC on the Russell. Suggests cycle reset. The ES is right below a weekly trading zone, so there's nothing that we can do with that anyway. Shelly made it in, good. Okay, I gotta check my email again and see. You guys can imagine how many emails I must have gotten, right? 1 to 100 of 68,345. That's what I'm viewing. That's funny. Well, it's not really funny. It's sad. Yeah, I did get all of them. All right. 6 685 is the high on the, here's the gas, just wanted to show you the gas. Okay, well now 686 is the high, so 682, a down close at 682 would be a short trade on the gas. If we get the down close, I think it's going to close up, but if we got a down close there, it did just close up at 687. So now 683 would be the low, and it's got to close down on this bar. The black step line is going to cross above the BBC. It's a good thing I started. It's a good thing I started the room like, I came up like a half an hour early this morning. I noticed when I turned it on, because normally if I come up and I'm only a half an hour early, there's usually a bunch of you guys waiting. And as soon as I log on, then a whole bunch of numbers start popping in for the people who are waiting. And this morning when I logged on, and I was a half an hour early, I logged on and I noticed that the numbers weren't popping up. There was just me and just me. And then after a while, I saw Kevin was in here. Because I had gone to another computer to make sure that it was working right on another computer, and I asked Kevin what his password was, and he had figured it out for me. Because it didn't prompt me to enter the password, so I figured there was no password, and that was wrong too. It defaulted to last week's password. And it was good thinking there, Kevin. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking, Dwayne set the new password. 81.6 is the high on this. It's going right down into a zone. We can't really do anything with that. We can't do anything here because the cycle's going up too steep. We can't do anything here because there's no divergence. We can't do anything here because the cycle's too steep. And this is going right into a zone. So we really don't have any trades here. That natural gas one, it's up there. Currently, what is it? It's 953, and I'm up 12 ticks on gold and 4 ticks on soybeans. So I've got my goal for the day. I'm at $170 a contract right now. I'm just going to take the rest of the day off. Just kidding. I don't do that. I got a busy day today. Sadly, I got a very busy day today. Yeah, I know. Today and tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Crap. I ain't gonna get so much stuff together. Yeah. You guys that have been around a while, I started running and stuff last year. You know all that? I had bought new suits. You remember when my mother-in-law died? And, and I had to give the eulogy and all that stuff. That was 2 years ago now. And after that, because I normally work in like shorts and a t-shirt, after that I realized I needed to go get some suits that fit me a little better. So I did. I bought some nice new suits that fit me a little better. And then I lost 40 pounds. 30 pounds really. I lost 40, but I put 10 back on. 40 was too much. And I tried to wear those suits. I wore one of those suits a couple of weeks ago, and I lost six pant sizes and 4 suit sizes. Brand new suits I'd never even worn. So I went back to the place, and I took the suits in, and of course they just tried to sell me another one. And the tailor, this old guy, I call him Geppetto, but I think his name is Matthew. He came over and he whispered to me, "I can fix this," and he gave me his card. And so I went and dropped the suits off to his house on Friday, and I got them back last night. And they're just like brand new suits, but now they fit. It is a lost art. It really is. Well, I do that a lot of times, Nathaniel. A lot of times. Today I didn't because I had a meeting with my daughter's teachers this morning at 7:45. But hey, Jake got his report card last week. He got 5 A's. He was rocking it last semester. And all he did was complain about the teacher the whole time. He got almost straight A's. My little buddy. Yeah, we had a big weekend this weekend. My daughter got her report card too. Wasn't quite as good as Jake's, but it was still pretty good. It was better than I thought it was going to be, which was awesome. Yeah, I don't know, Part. I don't know where he got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got 5 A's, a B plus, and another B plus. That's what he got. See that? A. Well, an A minus is still an A to me. A minus, A minus, A. A minus, A minus, B plus, B plus. And the only thing he got an S on was conduct. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Huh? Jake, he's 10. He just started him again, Christopher. He just started him again. All right. Honestly, that's the best report card we've seen out of Jake. Well, he's in 4th grade now. Up to 4th grade, they've just been, the G's and S's and all that, but now they're actual letter grades. So I took him and a friend of his out Friday night. All right. No, I know. My daughter's in a different school. She's in a different... My daughter goes to Blessed Sacrament. Jake goes to St. Catherine's. It's a pain in the neck in the morning and at pickup. They're, Jake's is in my town, 1 mile one way, and Lex's is in the next town, 5 miles the other way. Unfortunately, there's 15 minutes between when they need to be there, need to be dropped off in the morning and picked up in the afternoon. So I have just enough time to get from one school to the other. Yeah, I don't know, Homer. He's he really doesn't put a lot of effort into it, it seems. But like the last project that he had was a project on saints, and he did St. Francis of Assisi, and he got like a 93 on it, which I think was the highest grade in the class. And he, he works as hard as he has to get the job done. That's about it. My daughter works nonstop and doesn't get the job done. Poor kid. You have 3 of them to go to every day, Clint. Yeah, but you're a high energy guy. That's easy for you. Hey, your friend Ben, I think, right? Wasn't it Ben? I sent him an email earlier. He should be in here. Yes, that is James. Yeah. You got 3rd place, right? Clint, you got 3rd place in that triathlon that you went to the day after the seminar. It's just crazy. All right, well, while we wait for a trade setup here, we got one starting to set up on gold. We don't have anything anywhere else. We don't have a higher swing in the Russell. We're right below weekly trading zone on the S. Yeah, we did our Christmas tree this weekend. Let's see, Christmas tree. I'm looking down from the foyer. It's actually 14 feet high. Yeah, that's right. It was a pain in the neck this year. I didn't realize I had done it, but when I was stringing all the lights and plugging them all into each other, as you string them along, you plug them into each other. I didn't realize they all went back to one strand, and it'd blow the fuse about every 5 minutes. I had to restring them all. Stringing up the lights, singing Christmas carols. And the kids refused to put anything on the tree if the lights weren't on. All right, and we don't have anything that we can trade right here, sadly. The zones are really close here on the ES, so we need to break out of these zones that we're right in between here. Actually, the zone's up above, 75 to 79. There's only 4 points there. I mean, be anarchy if I didn't follow my rules. There's a 137 right here, though, you could have taken, guys, if you wanted to. The partner trade, 137 long. On the gold, we need an up close on this bar. 94.6 is the low, 95 would be the high. Okay, now we got to move this trend line over. Oops. There. All right, 94.5 is the high. I mean, 94.9 would be the high. 94.9 would be the high. And up close at 94.9 would be a long trade. Joseph, a few people emailed in about that. I know Dwayne tries not to put the alerts near the zones. There's the long trade on the gold, guys, 94.9. 4 ticks profit or close above the MA1 and we'll move the stop to break even. Okay. Watching the crude for a short trade over there too. Possible short trade over here. All right. Stop to break even on the gold. Take off my original stop. And the soybeans are tanking. Okay, gold is taken off. Lock in 5 ticks. Stop is out at 5 ticks. Soybeans have nothing right at the moment. Crude oil, we need to move this over like that. Well, I had a few problems that I had to deal with, Ken. And right now I'm up 17 on gold and 4 on soybeans. But I had a little bit of a crisis. The whole password thing didn't work. How about you? $61 ticks on which market? Just on the Russell? Or on everything? Oil, gold, and the Russell. Yes. Soybeans had some nice moves this morning too. If you were watching the beans. Some really fast ones. 34.75 is the high. 33.75 would be the low over here. Down close at 33.75 on the beans would be a short trade. On the crude now, guys, we need to close below the trend line. Okay, we need to down close below the trend line on the crude. Over here on the Russell, that's our trend line there, but the ES is right inside a weekly trading zone. Okay, good. $64.28 is the high, $64.24 will be the low. Hang on a second. No, never mind. That one can wait. 64.28 is the high, 64.24 would be the low. I don't have any trades on crude yet. As a matter of fact, I've only traded 2 markets so far. $64.29 is the high, $64.25 would be the low now. Okay, down closer at $64.25 on the crude would be a short trade. Over here on the soybeans, it's got a high of 35 and a quarter. It's going to have a low of 34 and a quarter. So a down close at 34 and a quarter on the soybeans would be a short trade. Okay, now the beans have pulled back up to 36, so the down close at 35 would be a short trade on the beans. All right. On the gold, the cycle's starting to go down kind of steep, but you did get well, the black step line's crossed below. There's nothing you can do there. There's nothing you can do on the Russell because of where the trading zone is on the ES. We've hit the BBC over here. The cycle's going up too steep. The cycle's going up too steep. We really don't have anything that we can do here. None of these markets, using the regular trade setups that we normally do in here, we can't trade anything right now. You expanded to 3 a week ago. You're still getting used to the multiple charts. That's good. Now, who was it that recommended you, Ken? Really? I thought you came in through referral. Oh, you found us all on your own. Okay, you know what? I'll go through the... Oh, okay. Okay. I'll go through the trade setups here in just a minute, Perry, okay? Are there any other folks who were in here on the free trial today? Okay, Ben, but you've been here before, so you've seen this before. Hang on a second, okay. Sorry, I knew they were going to keep coming back. Open with this, okay, and this one. Open with this, there. All right, so these are the trade setups that I do in the trading room, okay? Let me see, what markets have I traded so far? Gold and soybeans. Let's see, on the soybeans, the trades that I took were both momentum trades. Not momentum trades, they were both continuation trades. In the gold, the trades that I took, this one right here, okay. All right, these are the trade setups. And I'll just show you examples of how I took or used these trade setups. This one here I kind of messed up because I used this down close. I should have been using this down close right here, but I don't think I saw it because it was right at the open. But the rules for trading a bounce off the BBC. Now the BBC is the green line here on price. BBC stands for bull, bear, cross. All right, it's the green line up here on price. That's the BBC. The MA1 is the red and blue line right here on price. Okay, the black step line is obviously the little black step line. Down here within the slingshot, the cycle is this red and blue line down here. This is the cycle. All right, for those of you guys who are on the trial, you can ignore the brown line right now. You can ignore the brown line for right now. When you become a partner, if you become a partner, that brown line is going to be really important. But for right now on the trial, just ignore that, okay? It doesn't play into the trades that we use in here. The green line down here, I just refer to as the green line. It's actually the S1 fast line. But
I'm curious, these little wisps of steam coming out of my ears, do they make any noise, or can you hear? Should I hit mute?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear.
Okay.
The green line down here is the well, I just refer to it as the green line, okay? So these are the rules that I follow. The MA1 has to cross above or below the BBC. That's step one. Okay, you see that? MA1 crossing above or below. And step two, the price pulls at least one tick away. It pulls at least one tick away from the BBC. And step three at 10:05. I see it at 683 in there, Jack. Jack was just telling me that there was a natural gas one right here. Okay, right here at 683. You had your bearish cross, your pull away, your test of the BBC with a down close. And down here you had bearish divergence, okay, on the bottom. Bearish divergence means the green line is pulling away from the cycle, or it has pulled away from the cycle. It doesn't have to be going away from it. It doesn't have to have, the direction of the green line isn't as important as the location. It has to have pulled away from it, okay? So like right here, there was all this divergence right here between the green line and the cycle, all right? Now the cycle is the longer term movement of price, and the green line is the short-term movement. So the way it works is down here, price is going to move around up here, and as it crosses and starts to commit to the downside, you're expecting it to pull back and give you an opportunity during a pullback to enter the trade. When it pulls back and it actually hits the BBC like it did right here, and down here is showing that that's just a short-term pullback because the cycle is down, and you have your divergence, the green line is showing the divergence, then you're just looking for it to find some area of resistance, which is usually the BBC, and then close down in the direction that you're looking for, okay? On that down close, as long as the cycle is the right color, if the cycle is red, you can enter on that down close, okay? If the cycle is not red, like this one right here, then you have to wait until you get a close below this trend line. Now you see me drawing these trend lines all the time. Whenever you get a swing high or a swing low, you start drawing the trend line, because you don't know if it's going to hit the BBC, and you don't know when it does hit the BBC if the cycle is going to be red or blue. Okay, so right here, because the cycle was blue when we got the close below the trend line, I had to wait. Well, because it all worked out anyway. I mean, we got the close below the trend line on the bar that hit the BBC. But if it, I won't go into too much detail. Over here, over here on this one, where it didn't hit the BBC, we had to wait for the close below the trend line, because the cycle was blue and because it didn't hit the BBC. All right. So when it hits the BBC, if the cycle is the right color, you can enter on the close of the bar that hit the BBC. If the cycle is the wrong color, or it doesn't hit the BBC, then you have to close below the trend line. Okay? That's it. That's all there is to it. Those are the trade setups that I do in here, over and over and over. Now when you become a partner, hang on a sec. Excuse me. When you become a partner, you will see that there are a bunch of other trades that you can do. This is a 164, this is a 128, this is an inverted 137B, this is a 137B, this is a 164, this is an inverted 137. You know, you'll be able to trade with the trend and against the trend. This weekend, somebody had sent me an email asking for, well, there were a couple of things. This one right here, you see how you have bullish divergence. Step 1 is the cross, step 2 is the pull away, step 3 is pulled back down, tested the BBC. 38.25 is the low, 39. Trade. Okay, and I just got in at 39.25, and that was an order that I had waiting a little while ago. Now you see step 1 was the cross right here. Step 2 was the pull away. Step 3, it came down, hit the BBC, and closed up. And step 4 is we had the bullish divergence down here, and the cycle was blue. Now what we anticipate is that this green line is going to go up and get all the way up into the cycle. And when it does, you should put in a higher swing. It should get up above 41.75. Okay? I'm going to lock in 1 tick profit, get rid of my original stop. All right? So this green line should go all the way up into the cycle, and we should put in a higher swing and continue the trend. Okay, that's what should happen right now. So we should get up above 41.75. Should get up above here. Okay, but I have 1 tick profit locked in, and if it takes me out here, it takes me out here. That's okay. And yeah, Jack, you were right about the natural gas setup over here a little while ago, and it's setting up again. Okay, it just took me out with a 1 tick profit on the soybeans. Okay, I got in there, and I got out there. So, all right. So what they say, Dwayne?
Well, now remember how we used to have to do the password? Well, now it's actually hardwired in. And
okay, so I don't have. So when you set it, that when you create it,
when you may still have to match it up on Monday morning, and everybody should still have to enter it. But when you copy the template over, remember before how it had no idea what the password was?
Yeah.
Now it does. As of last week, I was like, did you guys ever think about me telling somebody?
Yeah, I know.
And he goes, man, this thing's so full of holes. I go, yeah, it's like Microsoft, Windows 2000. I go, it's ridiculous. And he goes, anything else I can help you with, sir? I'm like, no, it's not your fault. So I said, if they survey you guys at the end of the day as to how ticked off customers were today, just say on a scale of 1 to 10, I had a guy that was at 12.5 at 8:30, before 8:30 a.m. his time. So
Yeah,
He
I know.
laughed. He goes, I will. I promise.
I was just glad Kevin figured it out. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah, that was going to be my next question is how in the world did you ever figure it out?
oh, Kevin did. Kevin H did. I saw it, because normally when
Yeah,
I
Kevin.
log on, I opened it up a half hour early today, and normally when I do that, there's
It's for
a
you,
bunch
Kevin.
of people waiting.
Yeah, right. But nobody
And
was, huh?
nobody was, and then I saw one lonely guy log on, and I was like, Kevin, are you listening? How did you log on? What was your password?
Yeah. Now, Kevin, did you really figure it out, or did you just like use last week's password because you forgot?
Yeah, he just used last week's password. No,
Uh-huh.
he said the new one didn't work, so he just used last week's.
Very good. No, that's the, and now, Michael, if you were to go and drill down in the settings, you'll be able to find, or I'll show you at some point where it resides. So
Okay, I'll
I just got to
figure it out.
remember that on Friday when I fix the one when I make the one for next week. But that's it. Problem solved. Sorry for the inconvenience to all you guys.
Sorry, I probably woke your wife up today.
No. She was getting the kids ready. I'm the
Okay.
one that was maybe. I was up late working on this stuff. That's why it freaked me out when there was something wrong because I stayed up extra late trying to make sure it was right. And we never answer the landline. It's like covered in cobwebs down in the kitchen. But she goes, it just kept ringing persistently, and something said, answer
That was
it.
me.
So, yeah.
That was me.
She goes, yeah. So I'm glad. All right. Let me not interrupt you anymore, other than to mention that the S&P triggered short on the alerts and looked good, and the beans triggered on the soybeans. Let's see. Yeah, the alert triggered on the beans long, and that worked out, and I haven't had a chance to recap anything else yet. So anyway, good morning, guys. I'll hit mute and let Michael go back to teaching and training and trading.
Okay, we got the gold, by the way.
Kevin, can you spare one of those bells that I gave you two? No, I'm kidding. I got one for you. There you go.
Thank you, sir. All right.
God.
Yeah, 3 minutes. That's our first trade. All right, I was looking for an up close over here on the crude to go long. I think the cycle is going to change colors here on the up close of this bar. If it doesn't, it'd be a long trade here. But if it does, then you're going to have to close above the trend line. All right, 31 is the low, 35 is going to be the high. So if you get an up close at 35 and the cycle stays blue, you'd have a long trade here on crude. If you get an up close and the cycle changes color, then you got to wait for a close above the trend line. Okay, the cycle changed colors, so you got to wait for a close above the trend line. Okay. And Dwayne, people are thanking you for the crude zones. Hello, Robert. All right, let me extend the trend line out so you can see where it's going to go. Okay, now the black step line is about to cross below the BBC. We need this bar to close up. It's got a low of 37. It'll have a high of 41, so an up close there at 41. Momentum short on the gas. You know what? My gas has been all covered up. Let me see. Yeah, that was a momentum short right there at 675. You're right, Steve. But it dropped down to 73, so your stop should have gone to break even on that already. Okay. And we need the up close here at 41 on the crude. Robert, go to break even after 4 ticks or a close on the other side of the MA1. But after that, I'd trail my stop behind the black step line or the MA1, whichever is closest to price. Okay, I try to do that. You got filled on 73. You mean you got filled on the exit at 73? Right, Steve? Get filled on the exit at 73, not the entrance. You should have been looking to exit. The entrance should have been here at 75. Should have been looking to get short here at 75 or 74 at the lowest. Okay, and now it's pulled back even more, so now we can draw the trend line like this. If it hits the BBC and gives a down close, it would be a regular slingshot short. So you got slipped into the trade. All right, there's going to be no trade here on the crude. Yeah, on that one. That's what I was thinking. 74, if you put a sell stop on at 674. But on a momentum trade, you don't want to, you don't want to be too far away from the actual entrance here. So if it slips you into the trade, you don't want to stay in that trade too long. Okay? Yeah, you guys know we're on the F contract for the natural gas. I just had to go and look and make sure I was on the right one. We're on the F contract for the gas. We're on the G contract for the gold. Bill. Paul, I think you're in here. I just sent it to you anyway because I've been sending it to everybody. I entered the weekly trading zone numbers for the 6E on Ninja. Ben B. Are you using DT Pro? Okay, yeah, Leslie's got to send your user ID to Leslie. She'll fix that up for you. Okay. Bibber or Leslie, one of those guys can take care of that. Yeah, Ken, I have a fix for it, but I never distributed it because it gave me an error message. And then I got another fix for it, and I never applied it or did all that work. All right, so the indexes are running right here. What time is it? It's 10:29. I thought I had looked at Forex calendar for the whole week. I don't think we had anything today, did we? USD, 10 o'clock, we had labor market conditions index. Whatever that is. Okay, we got a low here of 86.4. I have a high of 86.8. Right there, that 86.8 is a long trade on the Russell. Okay. Stop should go to break even right now. Okay. You see it's trying to get up to the zone up above. It's trying to get up to this weekly trading zone up here at 88. stop at +1 tick right here, and on the flat with 1 tick. If you wanted to, you could. It would go against my rules to trade into a zone like this, but I do think it's trying to get up to the zone right here. Soybeans need to put in a higher swing. Natural gas didn't give us a down close over there. And that's it. You are home, aren't you? I got a little piece of it. I got one little tick in here, Steve. I knew it was going up to the zone here up at 88, but my rules say don't trade that close to the zone. so I couldn't. You got 14, Ray? Good. That's good. We did the last one from here, right, Christopher? That one's on me. Normally it's just a matter of getting them in the right place, but now it's a pain in the neck because they don't convert automatically like they used to. CFR and Community Workshop, here it is. It was 187, right? The last one was?
Alright, I'll go take care of those right now.
No, Dwayne, the 187's not up there yet.
Okay, but I think I'm behind on some other ones,
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. Let's take a peek. And I've been having to use up a lot of space for those recaps, so I don't know when we're going to run out. Okay, the last workshop I show is Community Workshop 184.
Oh, okay, so you got 185 and 186 you got to put up.
Well, no, what I'm saying is here in the, where you take it to and then I pick it up, the last one I show there is 184.
Really? Okay, I don't have 185 here. That's
Let me double
it's down
check
there.
again. Let me go back to the first page here. Okay, that's a recap. Oh, actually, I found 185. It was at the very bottom of the first page on the right-hand side.
Okay, good. 'Cause I was going to say, I'll be down there again tomorrow, but... And let me load 187 right now.
Okay, so what's the last one that's showing up on our site?
It's probably 180, 184, I imagine. Or 185? I don't know. What's the last one showing up on the site?
I'm going to have to log in anyway.
185 is the last one on the site.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm caught up? I doubt that.
186 you need to put up, but if you want to just wait a few minutes, I'll have 187 there too.
Yeah, but see, I don't have a 186 here on. It appears that you haven't uploaded 186 yet.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'm loading 187 right now, and I'll load 186.
I've got 185. I mean, I didn't think I had that one, but I've got that one. For me, it goes 184, 185. No, 185 is the last one I show. Oh, no. Here, this one was hiding. Oh, it doesn't have a number. It's just got a date, 11/21. You know how the heading normally says
Yeah.
workshop number?
Well,
this one doesn't.
11/21 is, I don't think that's the right time either, is it?
Oh, that's partner live training. Okay.
Yeah, that's not the right one.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like you'll need to upload two. 186 and 180. Nope. Dadgummit, there's 186.
I thought I had loaded 186, but I'm
Yeah.
doing 187 right now.
Okay. All right.
Okay, the soybeans put in a higher swing. There was a little momentum trade here on the beans just a second ago, right there. All right. See, we're getting a little divergence here now. Gold put in a lower swing, and it's pulling back a little now. Okay. Light. Light bulb.
185 is definitely the last one I've got up, so I'll start with 186 and then I'll do 187.
Okay. 187 is loading as we speak. It's at 53% right now.
So have those crude zones been of any use yet today?
Well, I haven't used them, but other guys have thanked you for them.
Well, you're welcome. Let me see about this here thing.
All right. On the crude, a down close on this bar would be a momentum trade, momentum short. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to let it go, wait for a deeper pullback. On the gold, we pulled all the way back up to test the BBC. We now need to close below this trend line. On the soybeans, we need this bar to close down, and then we need an up close above that trend line. On natural gas, we just closed below the trend line, but the cycle's already, the green line's already into the cycle, so I'm not going to look for a trade there. The Russell did get up to 88, up to the zone where I thought it was going from over here. It needs to go up, not down, because the ES is right inside the zone.
Yeah. Honestly, we only have two more zones below us, guys. We're at 64.11. We've got 62.60 and then 60.50. So we'll just see what happens. Oh, and the S&P staging a nice rally here. In the last hour. Okay. We got, okay, our long trigger's still quite a bit overhead.
Al, I think you and I are the only ones in Massachusetts.
Oh, somebody's emailed me a couple times. Is there anybody in the Atlanta area? Anybody in the Atlanta area? Other than the one person that's asked me on a couple of occasions. He wanted to maybe try to get together for a coffee or something.
I saw where to change the password in there, Dwayne, or I saw where to set a password.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, yeah, and it remembers it.
Okay.
Those hackers will never break us this week. Using a previous holiday.
I'm telling you. I know the crude just tanked, and the natural gas is tanking too. The crude had the momentum trade right here. That was the one that I said I wasn't going to take, right there. It had another one right there. And it had a regular trade right here, regular slingshot trade right there that I just missed. Now it needs to put in a lower swing. The natural gas just kept going down. Okay, I didn't take this down close below the trend line here because the green line was already into the cycle. All right, soybeans is a low of 44.25. Will have a high of 45.25. So an up close here on the beans would be a short trade. The gold didn't do anything here. The Russell's stuck in a zone. The ES is stuck in a zone, and the cycle is going up too steep. over here. So watch the soybeans here. That's the thing that we can trade right at the moment. And we got a cycle reset going on here, I think, on the crude. Oops. Okay. Oh, have you? That's good, Jeff. Have you both made progress since then? The Kansas City meeting? Yeah, no, I gotta get some more seminars on the schedule here. I said I was gonna do warm places in the summer. I mean, in the winter, right? Like San Diego or something like that.
If Emerald was here right now, he'd say, bam, because I just got 186 up. But you guys can't see it yet, so don't go looking. No peeking. It'll be there in a minute.
Okay. And 187 has conversion underway.
Okay.
Says it'll be done in 9 minutes.
I'll stand by for that one. And then we'll all say booyah together. Like an animal in a necktie. Okay.
73. It was 18 this morning here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I love it here.
We have to shoot the livestock here when it gets that cold.
Yeah. Our livestock's pretty hardy.
No. All right.
Okay, the question is, if I'm looking for a close on the other side of the trend line and it doesn't happen, what tells me to go in the other direction? Okay. Well, there's a couple of things going on. If you're using just the trade setups that we do in here, you would wait for the MA1 to cross down below the BBC, and then you would look for this similar trade setup, just the opposite on the other side of the BBC. If you're doing partner trades, and you are a partner, then this down close right here, for instance, I was looking for an up close above the trend line. It didn't happen. But this down close right here was a short trade, a partner trade. It was an inverted 137B short. So you could have been short from right here, expecting it to get down to the BBC. And then once it hits the BBC, you trail your stop, and you look for a possible close up above the trend line. Okay? No, Steve, I live here now because I'm stuck here, because I have children, and I can't take them over the state lines without their mother's permission. I don't live here on purpose. I did. I made that mistake a long, long time ago. I didn't really want to. I had a job all lined up on Daytona Beach.
I hear that's a real pretty place, Daytona Beach.
So many years ago. Yep.
We used to go to Myrtle Beach when I was a kid for vacation.
Yeah, I went there last year for spring break with the kids. I met them there after the Charlotte seminar. Remember?
Yeah.
I had rented a conference room and my laptop, video card, couldn't move this stuff fast enough.
Yep.
Because
Except I was an obese child, and so for me it was more like band camp than the beach. So.
A lot of times, Herman, the partner trades are counter trend. You know, there's just one right here, short right here on the crude. There was a long right here, a short right here, a long right here, a short right here, a long right here. Actually, the long was right down here. But the crude is now setting up another short trade. Actually, the crude already set up another short trade. It was right there. don't know why the crude's really bouncy right here, but I'm just going to short it right here. Okay, I just shorted 63.82. The actual spot to short was down here. Okay, 63.74. But we're pulling up to dynamic resistance right here. Okay. And there was nothing we could do here with the gold the way it was. Okay, nothing really that we could do there. All right, stop to break even on that crude. Okay, I'll flat the crude. There to there, and the soybeans right here is a long trade on the beans. 45.25 was the spot on the beans. Okay, right there. That up close on the soybeans at 45.25. From 36, they should have gotten up to 44 is the next significant area. From 44, we should see them get up to 50. Okay. I got flat on the crude, all right, but you can see it is going down pretty nicely here. Natural gas has a short trade right here, 56. Okay. So here's what I got going on. I'm short the natural gas, and I'm long soybeans. All right. Here's my natural gas at 55. And here's my soybeans. Okay, the beans just took off to the upside, locking in some profit. Man, the beans have been jumpy like that, haven't they? It's like somebody puts an order on that just wipes out the whole ask side. It's crazy. All right. I just flattened out on the beans with 6 ticks profit. And this is my natural gas. Okay. On the gas, we're already below the MA1, so I'm going to throw my stop at break even. All right, we got to close below the MA1 right here at the entry. I didn't realize it was a momentum trade. I'm short right there. And just lock in 2 ticks profit. I don't know what's going on with the gas and the crude. I don't really care as long as I'm making money. But 4 ticks profit on the gas right now. And we're flat with 4 ticks profit on the natural gas. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Has anybody asked any questions that I haven't answered yet? This is a momentum trade here on the soybeans, right there, 49.50. Okay, I'm not in it, but it was right there. Down close here on the gas at 655 is a short trade. Okay, 655 over here on the gas, right there. Down close below the trend line. Nothing here on crude because we're not trending. Nothing on the gold because we're not trending. Nothing on the Russell or the ES because they're not trending. So the only markets that are really moving right now, right at this moment, soybeans and natural gas. Okay. Right now, right now the soybeans. But that can vary from day to day, James. They kind of stay outside to minus 10 degrees. Oh, they're wearing leather coats, aren't they? All right, there's no trade here on the soybeans now. The cycle's going down too steep. All right, and on the natural gas, the cycle's really going up too steep over there. No, I just stopped out on the gas. The cycle was kind of steep at the entry. That was probably a bad one on my part. Okay, if it gets steep while you're in the trade, I mean, you only have 8 ticks of risk on it, so you're usually going to get stopped out if it gets too steep, but not always. You can't mess around with the stops like that, though. Once you put the stop in place, you just got to leave it there. Well, use your stop management rules, your risk management rules. Okay. We have some bullish divergence here, and we put in a higher swing on the crude, so we need the up close over there. Okay, we're testing the BBC right here. 63.81 is the low. 63.85 would be the high. 63.81 is the low. 63.85 would be the high. Okay, now it turned red, so we got to close above the trend line. Okay, 78 is the low. 82 would be the high. That's not going to be high enough. The next one up would be up at 86. Nope, not the case. Okay, forget it. There's no trade there on the crude. No long trade anyway. On the crude, the black step line crossed below the BBC, so we didn't get a trade there. On the Russell, on the Russell, we're in the weekly trading zone, and the ES is in the weekly trading zone as well. So we're just going to have nothing that we can really do here with the indexes, sadly. On the soybeans, the cycle's going down too steep to go long. And on the crude, we needed to put in a higher swing here, put in a higher swing and then pull back to give us an opportunity on the long side. None of these markets are giving us any trades right at the moment. So far today, it's 11 o'clock. We're an hour and a half into it. We have 17 ticks on gold, 10 on soybeans, 1 on the Russell, and we're -4 on gas right now. So the beans is what? That's 125, 225, 295, 305 -40. So we're plus $265 a contract right now. Okay. I need to open this. I have 4, 7, 10 trades so far. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Move that off. Find my recaps. I'm not actually filling it out right now. All right. The natural gas has a low of 63. It's going to have a high of 67. That up close there at 67 would be a long trade. If we get the up close at 67, that would be a long trade. Okay. The Russell, you might be able to short the Russell over here. All right, the ES is out of its weekly trading zone. It's below its weekly trading zone right now. The crude just put in a higher swing. This would be a momentum trade, and up close on this bar on the crude would be a momentum trade. It's got a low of 94. It'll have a high of 98. Okay. And on the Russell, the down close of this bar would also be a momentum trade. It's got a high of 87.2. It'll have a low of 86.8. Okay. So we're looking for trades in 3 markets. Okay, we just got into the one on the natural gas. All right, we're long the natural gas. 667, we're looking for the green line to get up into the cycle. On the crude, we were looking for an up close there, but we didn't get it. So now we're looking at this. On the Russell, we're still looking for a down close below this trend line. Okay. And on the natural gas, we need 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1 to move the stop to break even. Okay, there's the down close on the Russell. 86.8 was the spot to enter. I'm at 86.7. I'm short the Russell at 86.7. And over here on the crude, this bar has a low of 88. It's going to have a high of 92. Okay, now it's got a low of 86. No, it's got a low of 85. A high of 89 would be a long trade there on the crude. Okay. Now it's got a low of 83. It's going to have a high of 87. So 89 is no longer the spot. All right, and my natural gas, it gave 3 ticks profit, and now it's starting to pull back. Okay, I just want to make sure my stop was at 8 ticks. It is. And on the Russell, well, the Russell was a momentum trade. I didn't even realize that. The Russell was a momentum trade because we had the down close below the MA1. It dropped 1 tick into the profit. Obviously, I didn't move my stop to break even yet. Nothing here on the crude anymore. There's no trade on the crude. That trade's been disqualified. Yeah. All tangled up. All right. Well, we're in 2 trades right here. You can see the natural gas, we're long 667, and the Russell we're short 86.7. Okay. We need to close above the MA1 or 4 ticks profit on either one of these. Okay, or both of these to move our stops to break even. Okay, the Russell, we're throwing a stop at break even on. We've got 4 ticks profit in it. Natural gas looks like we may stop out on. Crude oil's not trending, so we're not going to take the short trade on the crude right there. Gold is trending now, so we can draw a trend line. Okay, on the Russell, can lock in 1 tick right there. It should keep going down as the green line gets down into the cycle here. We should keep going down. All right. Crude is not trending. I'm tempted to trade the crude here because we have some divergence. This is what divergence looks like. I did, Steve. I don't know. This is what divergence looks like right here. Okay. This is what divergence looks like when it's starting. Okay. And the gas is starting to move in our favor. Now I thought it was going to stop out on us, but it started to move in our favor, and I'm now flat on the Russell with 1 tick. Yeah, I don't know, Steve. I don't know how that happens. Okay, we're still waiting here on the natural gas. We didn't put in a lower swing on the crude. We got the lower swing here on the gold. This would be momentum short trade here on the gold from 92.7 if you wanted to take it. Okay. The gold's, it's not trending here, so it's not the most attractive thing. But if you get one tick profit in that from 92.7, it stops to go to break even. Okay. I just dropped mine at break even. And I'm locking in 3 ticks on that. 6 ticks. 9. And I'm flat with 9 on that. We're still waiting here on the natural gas. Excuse me. All right. Well, crude going down should be good for our natural gas because usually they'll run opposite. Okay. All right. All right. Well, hopefully the crude going down is going to help us out with this natural gas trade. We've been in this thing. It's like an investment now. The beans took off. Okay. I've been stuck with this one here. Oh, you mean they went to lunch? They didn't take off. They just left, went to lunch, and now they're just no fun at all. Yeah, there was actually a short trade in here on the beans. I had it covered up. I didn't see it. It was right there. Yeah, it would have stopped out too. I'm glad I didn't see it. I'll highlight it in just a second. This down close right here is a momentum trade. 63.56. I just get in at 63.57 on that. Now, as soon as you get one tick profit in this, because it's a momentum trade, I'm going to move my stop to break even. As soon as I get one tick profit in this crude, there it is. Stops at break even. And let me highlight this over here. I didn't even see that. And we'll see if the crude's, there we go. That's what we like about the momentum trades. All right, 4 ticks profit locked in. 6 ticks profit. 10. 12. That's what we like about the momentum trades. Every now and then you're going to get one like that. Is that my first crude trade? Did you guys get in that one with me on the crude? I think you should have been able to, if you wanted to. Still in the natural gas. It's still going, yeah, it is. It was a momentum trade from right here. I'm not in. Cycle's going up too steep now. The crude going down, the gas should go up, usually. They don't usually go down together unless there's something significant happening in the Middle East. And I just stopped out of the gas. Ding, ding. All right. So on the gas, I got long over here, and I stopped out right there. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, James. I'm feeling a lot better, Sergio. The coffee is pretty much gone. It was there a little bit this morning, but not too much. You hear that? Alright guys, it is 11:19. We only got about 5 minutes left in here. Does anybody have any questions about what I've been doing in here? I'll show you the trade setups again. Alright, these are the trade setups. If you're in here on the free trial, you'll be getting this thing sent to you. You'll also be getting this sent to you in an email that says CFR and partner offer at the top of it. We'll send you the spreadsheet too. Okay, this is a spreadsheet as of Friday. Okay. As of Friday, this is the spreadsheet. Okay. Ray, you were asking for the Russell short or wait for a lower swing. We'll wait for the lower swing on the Russell. Definitely wait for the lower swing over there. All right. Yeah, my trade count is a bit short. So far I have 5, 10, 14. Yeah, that's a low trade count day for me. It's 11:21. I'm waiting for something to set up here, but we just don't have it right at the moment. Okay, we just don't have it right at the moment. All right. Workshop number 187 is done and ready to be loaded. Mike, we need to get you added to the list. Yeah. Inbox. Okay, guys, it is time again. There's a trade setting up in natural gas right now. Okay. There's a trade setting up on crude too. On crude, you need an up close to be at 54. Okay. And on the gas, you need a down close to be at 40. Okay. So Steve, this is how I have my stops. Got 55 right there and 39 there. I'm going to take the gas one off. Okay. And I just entered at 56 on the crude. Okay, that's a momentum trade, so as soon as I get profit in, I'm going to throw my stop at break even. Now it's a momentum trade because the entry was above the MA1, so the reason for getting into the trade has already, the reason for moving my stop to break even has already happened. All right. This will be the last trade this morning. Okay, win or lose, it'll be the last trade. And we needed to get at least one tick in profit here. Okay, and there it is. All right. I'm going to bring my spreadsheet up. And I'm flat on that at break even. Okay, where's my, here it is. Where's my pen? What did I do with my pen? There it is. Okay. That was another crude trade. All right, so here we go. Today is the 8th of December. In soybeans today we made 10 ticks profit. In the Russell today we made 2 ticks profit. In gas today we lost 10 ticks. In crude we made 12. And in gold we made 26. Okay, today it took us 3 minutes and 1 trade to get to our goal, which was $100 a contract. And now we've taken 15 trades, I think, right? Yeah, 15 trades. All right, so yeah, I know, Ken. We highly recommend that everybody keep track of every trade that they take every day. So at the end of the day, you can go back and look at it and see what you did right or wrong. And then if you have any questions, if you don't know if something was right or wrong, then you can just take a screenshot of it and send it to me, and I can tell you whether it was right or wrong. Okay. The crude did end up going in the right direction, but after it would have stopped you out. The natural gas is still going in the right direction without any drawdown. Okay. All right. So today I made 10 ticks on soybeans. That's $125. I made 2 ticks on the Russell. That's $145. I lost 10 on gas. That puts me back down to 45. I made 120 on crude. That puts me at 165. And I made 260 on gold. That puts me at 325. $325 per contract in 15 trades. This morning it took us 3 minutes and 1 trade to get to our goal for the day. Goal for the day is always $100 a contract. On the month so far, in the 6 days that we've traded, we're up $2,717.50. Look at that natural gas trade go. We're up $2,717.50 per contract. Okay. If you have an $8 per turn, the net profit would have been $1,565.50. If you have $5 per turn, your commission, your net profit would be $1,997.50. All right, that's where we stand on the month of December so far. This has been way better than last December. You know, I think this December is going to be a good month. Last December, we're already above where we were last December. Okay. All right. So that's it, guys. On the year so far, we are up about $71,000. I'm sorry, I mean about $73,000. About $73,000, $73,500 actually, I think. Trading one contract per day in the live trading room. If you added one contract every day, I mean every month, one contract per month, you'd be trading 12 contracts right now. You would be up $484,847.50. That's a lot of 48s and 48s, isn't it? 48, 48, 47. Something like that. Anyway, that's if you got every single trade that I did and you got a complete fill at both ends of every trade, which is highly unlikely. But there are traders who make more money than I do, and there are traders who make less money than I do. Your goal is to get in the more money group. And that's where we are on the month. Okay, now let me show you how to get into the next session. Let me do it over here. No, let me do it over here. Do it over here. To get into the next session, hang on a second. I think I got to minimize this. I do. There you go. To get into the next session, just go to cfiron.net and scroll down in the right-hand side to where it says click here and click there. And scroll down to where it says watch live now and click there. And fill out all this information, this little form. All right, once you fill out this little form, you'll be sent a link to get into the next session prior to the next session every business day for the rest of the month of December. Okay, the rest of the month of December. I'll give you that link in just a second here. Okay. And 12 contracts at Christmas. All right. Tomorrow's password is going to be the same as today. It's going to be Cyber Monday. Okay. It's going to be Cyber Monday. All right, we'll keep it the same the rest of the week. I know it's messed up. It's not really Cyber Monday, but you can blame it on Citrix, not me. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap up the recording, and I'll catch you all at the top of the hour. All right. Thanks for coming. Hope you all made some money today. 423-6464. Okay, 949-423-6464. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll catch you all at the top of the hour. Thanks.